Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Jem, and I am an author and a psychic medium. Now, usually when I do the medium part, I help human spirits cross over. I'm not specialized in animals, but I'm very connected to animals. I've owned a lot of different pets, and when they die, the grief, the heartbreak. And I thought today I would share something that may be comforting, although remember, I do not specialize in this area, and it's from my book, Seeing the Spirituality Behind the Negativity, a Menu for the Game of Life, includes aliens and conspiracies. This is the 6th edition. I channeled this between 2003 and 2015. So, on the 29th of the 1st, 2004, I was talking about what happens to death. And I'm just going to read something to do with animals. So, after I channeled a fair bit, I then asked the question, what about an animal dying? This is another difficult concept because animals are created by you, for you, to enjoy. Yet, they have souls too. And beloved pets are in fact your creations, because that pet is actually your soul too, even though it has a soul. When your beloved pet dies, the soul returns back to all that is. And when you die, the souls are complete. In other words, your dog Chico, just a little bit of sidetracking. I, at the time, had a Chihuahua. He was an old dog, and his name was Chico. So they're talking about that particular dog. So, in other words, your dog Chico will join his soul with your soul, and all souls will join and be one, even though you are still you. So I said, I don't understand. Surely I must lose me in a oneness entity, or all that is. Answer, how can that be? Nothing is ever lost. The oneness is all, and all is you. Now, I'm going to go past a few pages, and it talks more about death, and I just want to read one more line before I talk a bit more about animals. There is no burning eternal damnation. There are no karmic debts to be paid off in the next reincarnation. There are only wonders, joy, and love, and eternal gains. So it spoke a bit more, and then I asked another question. So it talks about what happens to the human. So I'll just read it quickly. Now, returning to death, the brain closes off the images to the parts which interpret sensory input. Then the brain shuts off the heart and the lungs. You feel peace immediately. There is no pain. Firstly, you float out of the shell, which was your body, and orientate to the fact that you can exist in your dimension first. You are not hit with real reality images because it would be too much for you then. You need to experience the fact of a light body first. So I asked a question. Does this happen with animals like Chico? Remember, Chico was my chihuahua at the time. And before I read, since I lost Chico, I then lost another chihuahua, Mickey. I then got in 2013, at the end, we got a pregnant ship. It sounds funny. The dog was pregnant. Sahara, she's still with me today. And she gave birth to some pups, but one died inside her, so she had to be desexed. And because she was so sore, another pup got pushed off the teat. So that's another 2 dogs I lost. And then Jimmy, I lost in 2021, 9 months after I lost my husband, Rob, and Jimmy was only 6. But anyway, let's get on with the reading. So I said, that what happens, so the question really is that what happens with us where we need to get orientation, does it happen with animals like Chico? No, because animals have already knowledge of other worlds. Dogs sense other entities. Even the most basic primitive animal knows other entities exist. So, these animals, upon death, do not hang around unless they sense their owner needs them. But usually they pass over much quicker to real reality, where they are greeted with love and joy. Chico will remain in your world until your grief passes. Then he will quickly pass over and wait for you to return. Do not cry, because Chico will never be lost to you. It is sad because his physical self dies to you and you cannot see him as a human. But Chico always sees you. And then I just wrote, since the loss of Chico, we lost Mickey, then Jimmy, and my husband, Robbie. This line has been edited 2025. The below passage was channeled the same time as above passages. Let's just continue with human death. We return to human death. So I channeled this 2004. After reorientating to the earthly plane, the soul looks at the dead body and at first does grieve because he has died and left behind their life. Then the soul is filled with peace and is also happy to rid itself of the heavy, dense body, which caused numerous illnesses, pain, and stress. Now, the soul cannot feel these. Some souls remain by their body to watch what happens next. Some souls just wander around, enjoying their refound lightness. Some souls return to the body and live. So here we're talking about NDEs. Some souls float high up and go to other parts of Earth to visit relatives or places of their memories. Some souls are wanting to return back, and instead of returning home, reincarnate. You have done that several lifetimes because you enjoyed being human. But has Jem have played the last game? So I really wanted to read this to you, that animals are aware of other worlds even while they're alive, and that they don't go through the same kind of death as we do. Theirs is quicker, and they do hang around for a little while, but just because we can no longer see them, they can always see us. Isn't that beautiful? And as you know, I am grieving. So again, I'll show you my book. And this is also available as an ebook. Now, if you got the one that was originally published by Exiblerus, which is a blue color, you are missing out on a great... I added more channeling 2015. This book is complete. As I said, it's the 6th edition. So please get this one because it's also a better format, as you can see. The other ones were terrible. When I asked for my author rights back, Exiblerus gave me in a format that was just not editable, able to be edited. Now, I've covered a lot more about death and pets in this book. It also says that pets are your essence. They're part of you. So you didn't choose the pet. It was already part of you. You agreed on a soul level to be with that pet, whether it be a fish, and I've had fish, I've had neon fish, I've had a tortoise, I've had guinea pigs, I've had rabbits. I didn't know it at the time. The rabbits went to rabbit stew in England. Yes, we won't talk about that. And I've had cats, I've had birds, and I've had dogs. And I feel closest to dogs, but I want to let you know that animals do tell you when it's time, and please don't keep an animal for your sake. I know of a person and her dog's just recently passed, but it made it to 17 and it wasn't there anymore. She was keeping it. She did operations and everything instead of letting it go. I would never keep Sahara knowing she was in pain or her quality of life suffered. Why keep an animal for you? This animal loves you unconditionally, and it comes into your life to teach you to love unconditionally. And someone once said to me, do you know why animals only live a short life? Because they already know how to love unconditionally, whilst we take a lifetime and still don't learn the lesson. But the beautiful thing from this channeling is that all our pets are our essence, and that when we pass over, not only do we reunite with our loved ones who are humans, we reunite with our pets. Yes, it hurts. I cry now. You know, Sahara's nearly 13, and it's not on me to, what I'm saying is she's got it planned when it's time, when she's taught me what she's come here to teach me, and then she'll go. And I also need to share that she was meant for Rob, Sahara, and Jimmy was my dog. And Jimmy, I told you, died. It was awful. 10 seconds, he was dead. And I had no signs. He was just a little bit tired that day. He liked playing ball. We used to throw ball against, the brick wall, and he would catch it, do somersaults, and he didn't want to do it as much that day. My son came over to visit. He got excited. 10 seconds later, he was dead. And I favoured that dog. I'm going to share with you, I was cruel to his mother, Sahara. And I think sometimes, like Rob died so I could have a better life and give up drug addiction. And I think Jimmy died so that Sahara could shine, because we're like this now. It's just me and her and the bond. And I'm a better person because of all those animals, what they have taught me. And obviously, before I came to be Jem, in that moment, I said to all these animal souls, please, I obviously need a lesson on how to love me unconditionally. Can you come and teach me? Because these animals are mirrors of what we need to be. So I hope that my reading gave you a bit of joy. And if you have lost a pet today or at any time, I hear you, I see you, I am sorry for your loss. But know this, you will see them again. They're your essence. Okay, thank you for watching. Please be kind to each other and to yourselves. And again, I just need to let you know, I am not an animal psychic. Okay? If you need a reading from an animal psychic, there's animal psychics out there. In fact, I'm subscribed to one only just recently. Can't remember her name, but she's got lovely red curly hair. Beautiful lady. Joyous. All right. Be kind. Lots of love and blessings. Bye.